Hi guys, it's Peter at Peter's Blooms. Everyone has their favorite, right? Your favorite pasta dish, favorite color, favorite pillow, maybe your favorite pet or child. Oops, I shouldn't have said that again. Anyway, you know what I mean. And if you grow orchids, you have your favorite orchid. Yeah, maybe one that didn't die right after you bought it from the grocery store, or maybe you've had it for 10 or 20 years, and you take care of that orchid, and in return it gives you lots of blooms. So this is my favorite orchid, and I'll tell you about it and something that happened to it that I wasn't too happy about.
We got the Dendrobium over 10 years ago from a neighbor who was leaving town and couldn't take it with them. I'll have to check my old photos to see when. Originally, it was mounted in a coconut husk, and we put it on this coconut tree where it's been growing since. This is in the middle of our backyard deck next to the lake, so this orchid's in many of our photos of family activities and parties. We take care of it and water it and feed it and make sure that the coconuts and palm fronds don't hit it when we cut them off, or that the windstorms don't damage it. And in return, it gives us lots of blooms, often several times a year. Summer, fall, and now in February it's blooming again. I'll see if I have pictures of some of these displays. And the flowers are really pretty, with lavender petals and a dark purple lip.
Hey guys, I did find some old photos of my favorite orchid. So enjoy this brief interlude, and then we'll get back to our story. Wow, that was beautiful. You can see why it's my favorite orchid. And now back to our story.
So we love this orchid and try to take care of it the best we can. But something happened last fall that really started to upset me. Every time a new flower spike came, especially with buds, something was eating off all the tender buds overnight. And in some cases, the full flower spike got chewed off. Now the orchid seemed to sense this and sent up new spikes from other canes. It's like, hey, Jimmy lost his spike last night, so Angie, it's your turn to throw up another spike. And this happened month after month, with buds and spikes getting eaten off pretty much nonstop. So there are two questions. First, what kind of cruel beast was eating the spikes off of my favorite orchid plant? And number two, what could we do to stop it? So I'll break this down. First, who was the perpetrator for flower spike munching? Now you're probably thinking about common orchid pests, thrips, mealybugs, scales, and mites. I don't think so. The spikes were getting to a certain stage and then disappearing overnight. But about snails or slugs? I haven't seen them or their tracks. And the neighborhood ducks would love to eat them. Speaking of ducks, what about other birds? We have a lot of birds around, especially around the lake. And I did see a herring hanging out around this orchid, but it didn't seem to be very interested and it flew off. The other birds that hang on this palm are the woodpeckers. See all the holes? Here he is at it again. Maybe they broke off the spikes for a snack or to decorate their nest. Who knows? Next up, mammals. We have the occasional possum or tree rat, but not recently. And check out this guy up in the coconut tree. We actually had a whole family. We chased them off, but the munching continued. Then one morning, I saw this in the back. Is it a strange cat? Nope, a wild fox in the middle of suburban Miami. Really cool, but an oddity, and likely not eating orchid blooms. Then there was this guy staring me down. I heard squirrels bite and disrupt orchids, so he is certainly a candidate. Then we have reptiles. The orchid is out of reach of turtles, but fair game for lizards, which we have plenty of. including this one, and this one, and this one, and a young one too. I've tried to approach and catch the iguanas, but they jump in the lake and don't resurface for a long time. I've also read that they love orchid blooms. Here's an online article about them from the University of Florida. It also had a picture of their teeth. I have questions about their dental care, and are their teeth really that big? Anyway, I think the iguanas are likely snacking on the blooms of my favorite orchid plant. So what to do? Some say hanging CDs in the trees may scare them off, but I question if this would work at night, and all of my old CDs seem to be missing from their boxes. Then I thought of a physical barrier. Hey, maybe a couple of those dog recovery cones. But that look was rejected, as was barbed wire. Netting was another possibility, and there was one available from a seller called Happy Flower, but it would likely get tangled in the canes and flower spikes, so it was rejected too. Finally, I settled on twisties, the coated wires that you get with veggies and Christmas lights and the like. They're not too visible, and when they're positioned around the spike, could possibly protect it from being eaten. Well, I wouldn't be here if it didn't work. The muncher was either confused or dissuaded from eating the buds, and the spikes continued to grow and grow, and the blooms opened on multiple spikes over the next several weeks. My favorite orchid was back, baby.
Well, I think we solved that problem, at least temporarily, but I'll be sure to keep a close eye on any new spikes and try to use my method to keep them safe. Let me know what you think about this. Who do you think the perpetrator was? And have you had the same kind of problems? If so, what was your solution? Leave a comment and let me know what you think. And of course, thanks for watching.